Let's dive into the full and narrated chapter of One Piece 1089. After the intro. Hello, everyone, welcome to the channel. And here are the narrated spoilers for chapter 1089. But before that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. This way, you won't miss any new videos around here. The title of the chapter is The Barricade Siege Incident. This title may change when the official translation is released. On the cover, we see Nami writing a love letter to a bull, with Sanji in the background. The letter reads, "Nami, you look beautiful. If you're going to buy meat, let's go together." Page 1. Chapter 1089 begins with an introduction box. East Blue, Fusha Village. We hear some people saying. One says, Garp-san, he. Another says, his status is missing on Pirate Island. Another says, is that true? Another says, he hasn't been declared dead, right? Then we see Makino's bar. Whoop Tapa says, many legends have been created about that man. You don't need to worry. Makino says, I hope you're right. Whoop Tapa laughs and says, haha, you're kidding. Then Makino's baby gets scared by the old man's laughter and starts crying. He apologizes. Makino says, I'm worried about Garp-san, after all. This baby recently became familiar with Luffy's face in the newspaper. You see Luffy as a big brother, don't you? Then the scene changes, and we see Dan crying. She says, that Garp, and Luffy, where the hell are they? Page 2. Then we see several frames of a storm in the Grand Line. And the narrator says, Grand Line. The epicenter cannot be determined. In this era with unusual geography, the relevance is unknown, but on the day that was once called the Lulusia Kingdom, which was wiped off the map, the result of what happened 6 days ago. There are no traces of the country's landmass left. Instead, there is a huge hole in its place where seawater falls have formed around, caused by the earthquake. The hole is 1 meter wide. It is impossible to approach the location, and there are no signs that the hole will close. As the narrator continues, we can see Momonosuke in Wano Country, Euhalisia in Kano Country, Don Size Island, Iceberg in Water 7, Hina at the Marine Headquarters, Imusama in Mary Geos, he remains silent, Laboon at Twin Cape, some prisoners at Impel Down, citizens in Logue Town, Ivankov in the Kamabaka Kingdom. Page 3, Kamabaka Kingdom. We hear the citizens saying, what's happening? The beaches have never been so low. Our pastime of running on the beaches is over, damn it. The narrator continues, across the world, many beaches and islands have been swept away. We hear voices coming from boats and residents saying, wow, this flood was terrible. We can't live here anymore. Ah, sharks entered my house. We're still in the high tide season. Back in Fusha Village, which is experiencing extremely high tides. Someone says, we might have a good fishing day today. Whoop Tapa says, you fool, don't go sailing, the tides are unusual. Page 4. The narrator says, meanwhile, on the island of the future, Egghead in the New World, a national class order of military force has been summoned, surpassing even a buster call. We see a big storm there too. Several marine ships shaking in front of the island. They say, what's with this water level? What's happening to the world? The narrator continues, with 30,000 soldiers on board. We see a laser destroying a Vegapunk sea beast. Page 5. We see Sentomaru responding, hey. I told you not to attack the sea beast's weapons. Someone says, he attacked first. The narrator continues, leading this absurd number of Marine forces are 9 Vice Admirals of the Navy, and Page 6, Presentation Box. Admiral Kizaru. He says, I'm confused here, you're acting really strange, Sentomaru-kun, why don't you just surrender and come here? If you do that, we'll return fire. As he says this, we see the Marines taking their ramen bowls. Sentomaru says, now that's scary. Old Vegapunk made the pacifistas lasers while studying Kizaru's ability. We see a quick flashback of Sentomaru vibrating while a young Kizaru shoots rays upward. Sentomaru continues, I never thought you would be sent here to kill him. Kizaru says, I can't cover for you on this, as I'm studying the Void Century. I only follow orders, you know. Page 6, Kizaru says, this fight doesn't benefit us either. It's not good to destroy more things. Look at how Rob Lucci and his team failed to kill him. Sentomaru says, that's because the Straw Hats are here. Inside the warship. Saturno says, don't let them know I'm here. A Marine says, yes, sir. Saturno reads the newspaper article. The Straw Hat pirates took Vegapunk hostage and set up a barricade siege, right? This article is good. Then we see Vice Admiral Doberman saying, yes, it's a courtesy from Morgans, sir. Then Saturno says, and what's the current status of things? Doberman says, we haven't received a conclusive report from CP0, and Sentomaru is still on guard. Page 7. No doubt, those in Punk records are the 7 Vegapunks, including the main body Stella, and 4 Seraphs protecting them. Also there is the group we believe to have allied with them. Yonko Luffy's team, the Straw Hat Pirates, composed of 10 people. There's also the advanced unit sent. CP0, composed of 3 people. Lucci, Kaku, and Stussy. And it seems there are more Cypher Pole soldiers there. In Laboface, we have about 100 Mark III units being operated by Sentomaru. Page 8. Doberman continues, now the frontier is 100% secured, entering or leaving is impossible at the moment. It's been 1 day, and we still don't know what's going on inside. Saturno then asks, where are the researchers and staff who are original to the island? Doberman responds, they escaped from the island yesterday, sir. We're trying to locate that ship. Saturno says, and if someone inside knows something, well, sink the ship immediately. Doberman says, yes, SIR. Doberman says, OH, there's one more thing, SIR. The pirate, Glutton Jewelry Bonnie was also said to be inside. Saturno says, Kuma's daughter. Well, we don't need her anymore, she's just an ordinary girl now. Doberman says, understood. Page 9. Then a Marine says, Kizaru-san, transmission waves have been detected from the island. Kizaru says, what, are they connecting from somewhere? We then see a den mushi ringing. Purupuru. Kacha. It's answered at the Holy Land Mary Geos. The Marine who answers the call says, they called Mary Geos, sir. While Kizaru is fiddling with a watch, a Marine asks him a question, the black thing attached to your wrist, is it a black transponder? Can you record the message with that? Text box. Authorities Hall in Mary Geos. Hey, it's me, York. One of the Gorosei responds, ah, it's you. Page 10. York continues, this is cruel, why will I be killed too? I wasn't the one who told you about Stella's betrayal. One of the Gorosei responds, yes, but you're also a Vegapunk, you can't change that. We see that Saturno is listening to the conversation. York says, but if I were interested in the Void Century, I wouldn't have revealed it to you, don't you think? The Gorosei say, indeed, you did well to survive. The CP0 has already arrived there. And what are the Straw Hat Pirates doing? York continues, I was the only one who told you everything, don't you sympathize with that? Why do you plan a naval fleet to surround the island? Are you planning to wage a war against me? Page 11. Then one of the Gorosei, Jupiter, says, York, we've changed our minds. You can also create Mother Flame, right? York then says, ah, so you want to negotiate. You really want that? The Gorosei say, yes, we desire that. York says, alright, if you desire it, the power to do that is here on this island. Then promise me that nothing will happen to me or to this island. The Gorosei agree. York adds, and make me a Tenryubito. The Gorosei say, yes, we will arrange that too. York says, then it's a deal. Final double page. York, now crying, says, and one more thing. Save me. I will be killed by the Straw Hat crew. We see all the Gorosei and Kizaru in shock upon hearing this. Saturno says, what? Kizaru says, what does this mean? Now we see all the Straw Hat Pirates. Zoro has his sword at York's throat. York says, I want you to crush them all. We see Nami, who says, now I understand everything. Luffy, while eating meat, says, I don't get anything, but are we supposed to use her as a shield and get out of here, right? We see Bonnie, who says while eating pizza, so, this is the Barricade siege, right? Usopp, who is helping with the call. Vegapunk says, yes, that's what happened. End of the chapter. Final text of the chapter. The plot is, destruction and the crew reunited.